Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vase. Yeah, it's been a very crazy day between April Fool's Day and our little joke podcast this morning, which some people took a little more seriously than others. Some realized it actually was a joke. And just a really hectic day. I had to, Leah got hacked, so that was a giant mess. She still does not have her Twitter, and she has no idea when she's going to get her Twitter back because the hacker basically got into her Twitter and changed the email address on the back of the Twitter. So now, like when you go to reset your password, it's not your email that the reset goes to, right? So kind of stuck. So hopefully she can get that back. She got her phone number back at least. So that was, I think I blame Vortex for this when this happened while she was on his show. Yeah, so anyway, Leah, good luck to you. Please come back. Hopefully we'll have you back here tomorrow morning for our Bitcoin morning brief. Also with the return of Jimmy. As you can see, I have once again moved apartments here in Vancouver. It's actually a really nice scene behind me. I know I'm like looking like I'm in a witness protection program again, but it's pretty cool. There you go, a little Vancouver skyline there for you. So that's where I am. I'm here just 2 more days, and then it's off to San Francisco. All right. Hopefully there won't be the sun will be down a little bit by the time I do camera again. All right, let's do screen share. And what's going on here? Okay, let's do screen share and get to the price. All right, my Learn Trading section of my website. I'm sure most of you are sick of hearing this. Please check it out. Sections 1 through 5 are standard. Section 6 is more advanced. These are the numbers that I do above and below my candles. Also, check out my consulting section, soon to be updated. Still don't have time. And check out the trading seminar section. I should probably rename that to trading workshops. Whoa, what happened to... Anyway, well, the Vancouver one's over. And there you go. The Vancouver one's over, and San Francisco's next. That would be next Saturday. I'm also speaking at a conference right before that. I'm actually speaking on April 6th, but the conference is like 5 and 6. That's I think it's on a warship, block to block, I believe. I'm doing too many of these things. And then I'm speaking at a conference right after my seminar. Anyway, there's Austin, there's Toronto, there's Miami. Let's move on to the price. All right, so this morning, right? So I don't really have anybody doing questions at the moment, guys, or maybe I do. I don't even know. Okay, I do have somebody doing questions. Excellent. Thank you, Corey, for doing questions. Hence the pause. All right, let me pull out the chat, pop out chat, just so I have it handy, sort of. Okay, so this morning, right, I pulled up the following chart. This is Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Let me lower my multiplier, make it a little more normal. All right. So the multiplier doesn't really matter, okay? Here is the thing. This, I'm not joking. This is the price of Bitcoin, right? The only thing is, if you look at my ticker, it's 1 divided by the price of Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin inverted. So for those of you that still in denial that Bitcoin is in a bear market, sometimes what you need to do is you need to type in your ticker 1 over the price of Bitcoin, and then use any multiplier you like in order to have an x-axis, right? Because if I don't use any multiplier, this chart gets really weird because it's like literally centered around 0, and because Bitcoin is too high, right? So you just, add a multiplier. It could be, it could really be anything. It doesn't matter. I just I just picked, like enough zeros to make the chart, friendlier looking for like the MACD purposes, right? So maybe one more zero, right? Well, maybe one more zero. Like make the price as similar to the current price as possible, right? So I have a choice between 14,000 and you know what, maybe I'll make this a 5 and I'll drop a 0 or something like that, right? Something like that, right? Make the price as, there you go, perfect. So you make the price approximately what the price is today, just for scaling purposes. And what you're looking at right here is the inverse of Bitcoin. So you tell me, does this chart look bullish to you, or does this chart look bearish to you? Here's what it looks like to me. To me, this chart looks very, very bullish. We are approaching a double top. We have broken above the 50-day moving average, and we have broken above the 200-day moving average, and they are, eventually are going to have a golden cross, eventually. And what else are you looking at is this shooting star. Actually, in all my tweets, I put shooting star because I've been staring at this chart all day. I really need to change the title of this video and my tweet, because this is not a shooting star. This is actually a hammer. It's a shooting star on the inverted chart. And there's a reason why I'm showing you this inverted chart, is because a lot of people that are traders in the crypto space, they're really new to the game. And that's why they don't seem to believe that bear markets can actually take place. Yes, that is the real Leah Wald in the chat, guys. She does have access to her Google and Twitter, Google and YouTube accounts. So yes, as far as I know. So because this is an inverted chart, we have to, take this 9 and this shooting star seriously. And it got followed by an aggressive 13. So what I'm looking at here is a 1 to 4 candle pullback, probably back to this moving average. And then a breakout to the upside. But in reality, this is not Bitcoin. This is inverted Bitcoin, right? And this is the daily chart. So here is the actual daily chart of Bitcoin, right? It is the complete inverse of what I just showed you guys. And you have to realize that because the inverse looked very, very bullish, this chart actually looks pretty damn bearish, okay? Now, it is a perfect scenario right here with this 9 coming off this hammer, and we are now broken above the hammer. This is definitely a tradable bounce to the upside, but I don't think this bounce is going to be sustained for very long. But it is a tradable bounce that could have been very well timed by those that understand this indicator specifically. So at this point, I would be looking at a 1 to 4 day correction with your day number 1 just starting, right? So this candle has just started. It's already green. I did this video this morning. I kind of pointed this out, but in my joke video for April Fool's Day, but in a reverse way, right? So I was talking about a 1 to 4 candle pullback, which in reality is a 1 to 4 candle dead cat bounce. So I'm going to draw this arrow right here. You got to understand that these arrows were drawn long ago. So I am looking for a pullback to as high as 7,800. That is pretty much my maximum here, absolute maximum. I probably will not make it that far up, but that is my absolute maximum. No, actually, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. My absolute maximum is this cross. My most likely probability move back to the upside is back to 7,800. And after that, I'm expecting more downside, okay? Like my targets don't change. My target from this point being this has not actually changed. And unfortunately for Bitcoin holders, when we get here, I'm gonna be calling for more downside. I'm just not ready to call it yet, right? In case I'm wrong, I don't want to be too wrong. So because of this 9 and this beautiful hammer reversal candle, I am looking for a bit of a rebound here, okay? Now, the absolute maximum rebound is this, but by this time, I might already be flipping to bullish, right? Also, we are way overextended below the 50-day moving average. We need to catch up. Now, what happens if Bitcoin does not make it all the way back to 7,800 area? And the reason why I'm looking at 7,800 area is because that was the area of the big breakdown, and things like to pull back into the area of the breakdown. Now, if we cannot make it all the way back up there and we reverse sooner, that means Bitcoin is even weaker than I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt of. So just be aware of that, right? I am being, cautiously optimistic. Now, where's your stop loss in this trade? If you are already in a bullish trade because you realize that this is a hammer reversal on a 9, then you're probably already in this bullish trade, but you have to realize that you are going against the weekly trend. Now the week has just begun off of a new candle. It's starting off bullish and it's being supported by the 50-week moving average. We're on a red 4 of 9. I am expecting more downside, and if we're lucky, 4,900, somewhere like 4,950 area is going to be a beautiful reversal on a weekly 9, taking us back to new highs. That's what I'm like hoping for, okay? But you don't want to go below this 50-week moving average either. So, but I just, I'm not optimistic yet. I mean, look, we can always reverse on a 4 candle and start going up again. It wouldn't be the first time. It happened right here. This was a 4 candle to the down, and look what happened throughout the week. And then you go bullish right here, and boom, you caught all that upside to as high as 20,000. So this time around, it can happen again. But right now, I'm basically playing the daily 9 bounce. And if that bounce turns into something substantial, great. But if it doesn't, it's okay. As a trader, you need to act accordingly. So my initial stop loss on this trade would have been down here, but I would tighten that up. I mean, the moment the price of Bitcoin goes below 6,700 again on Bitfinex and adjust for your exchange accordingly, I would forget about this bullish trade and look for more downside. So my stop loss on this entire mess right now would be right here. This would be my stop loss right now. I would not want to take a chance because it's a very bearish environment. Let's glance at what is this? This is the hourly chart. The hourly chart is nicely going bullish right now. We reversed middle of nowhere on an hourly chart, and we are about to break the setup trend line. And once we break the setup trend line, probably on the next candle in 30 minutes, a 3 would be above a 2, above the setup trend, which would not be bad. And how high can this go? Well, into the breakdown point, right here. It's all the same line. There's your breakdown point, though it could also only go as high as the 200-hour moving average. Let's look at the, nope, not the 12-month. Let's look at the 12-hour chart. The 12-hour chart is also on a 9. So this is, again, you have multiple time frames. The daily and the 12-hour are both on a 9. I'm sure I spoke about this in yesterday's video. So all the ducks are lining up for a bullish trade except the weekly chart. Your weekly chart is the big problem right now. Here's the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart did not make it to a 9, but the 12-hour and the daily trumped the 4-hour chart. On a 4-hour chart, a 2 is above a 1. So all the ducks are lined up for your bullish trade between the hourly, the 4-hour, the 12-hour, and the daily. But remember, you're going against the weekly trend. So assume it's only a 1 to 4 day bullish move, and then most likely down, but you reevaluate that position every day, and you keep your stop losses very tight because you are in an overall bearish environment. All right, that's it for me. Do I have any other charts here? I think I have Ethereum up here. Ethereum is on a weekly 8 of 9. So Ethereum has 2 more weeks of downside. The worse they are, the happier I will be. That's my only comment. Do we dare take a look at Btrash real quick? And then I have 15 minutes for questions, because then unfortunately for you guys, fortunately for me, I finally get to eat and have a drink. It's been a really long day. So I do have dinner plans here in Vancouver. Let me charge my laptop before I get disconnected, like what happened on the mining video. Btrash. I really got to name it Btrash because I always have a problem finding this chart. Because I don't even know what the hell their ticker is. Is it BCH? Is it BCC? Is it BitConnect? I don't know. Jesus Christ. Is this it? Oh yeah, so here's Btrash, right? So I was very hopeful. Well, I was praying that this 9 would not reverse the Bcash price, and I was so happy that it didn't. Btrash has just triggered another sell-off, which is beautiful. Now Btrash is now completely. I'm still gonna call it Btrash, right? So I said I would call it Bcash or Btrash as long as it stayed above 0.05. So I'm still waiting for it to go below 0.05, and then I can start calling it Ctrash or Ccash. It almost got there. It almost got there. Like it bounced right off of 0.05. So I'm waiting to start calling it Ccash below 0.05, and then below 0.03 or something, we can start calling it Dcash. But yeah, so that's where it's headed. It's coming up on its 9s and 13s, but it looks like it just wants to go down, which is beautiful. All right, done with that. All right, Corey, what do you got for questions? Let's do it. Or Mike or somebody. All right, got it. Yeah, why are we looking at this? Let's look at this. There we go. All right. Do you think the shitcoin? Oh, wait, my thing just moved. Let me move this camera as well. In the way. Okay. Tone, do you think the shitcoin sector needs to stop dead cat bouncing as high or higher than Bitcoin before Bitcoin can begin a new bull market? No. I think it's completely independent. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters that the shit coins go higher when Bitcoin goes up and they go lower when Bitcoin goes down. That's kind of what silver does as well, as opposed to gold. That's perfectly normal. I don't think that's relevant. Next, if we are not in or near a city that you do your seminar in, do you have an option for an online seminar or a recorded seminar that we can access in any way? Yes, there is an option for that. Because I record every single seminar I do, and I provide that video to the people of that seminar. I probably shouldn't say it on camera, but I don't have a problem sharing access to that video for pretty much the same price as the seminar itself. But you want to come, you want to ask your questions. So you are at a bit of a disadvantage by paying full price for just the video of the seminar versus the seminar itself. And the seminar in Russia was professionally recorded, actually, but it was in Russian. So if you speak that, you may want to request that one. But yeah, there are options for that. And probably next year, I'll be looking to set up some kind of webinars. Maybe I'll do more advanced seminars in person maybe make them like once a month, and then I'll do more online stuff. And if the price of Bitcoin goes to like $2,000, there won't be any seminars in person, right? Because if I continue to charge 0.1 Bitcoin and I'm only making 100 or 200 bucks a person, the cost of the venue and the food is gonna eat away at like, the 20 people that show up. So that won't work. So I might be forced to do them online for financial reasons. All right, next. At what point or at what event convinced you to put so much weight in the TD indicator? Oh, I'll tell you exactly what that was. I'll even tell you what day it was. So, okay, guys, I knew that the TD indicator was really important from my days on Wall Street. I've seen trading desks use it exclusively. Okay, so what happened was, and you can find this video. I'll even go to my YouTube channel. Should I go to my YouTube channel? This might end badly. All right, let's go to my YouTube channel. I wish they were dated better. If I go to all my videos, yeah, see, I wish there were dates in these videos. That's the problem. Because this would have been like a year ago, almost a year ago. It would have been in June. Oh God, if this can scroll any faster, that'd be great. Probably because I have to go down 9 months and I do too many videos. I did less videos back then though. So here on a weekly chart, the first time I ever pulled up this indicator was right here. And I was using somebody else's indicator for traditional markets. And it was on this day. Where are the rest of my videos? YouTube isn't giving me more videos, unfortunately, because I know they go further back than this. But anyway, so it was on this day. It was a Sunday. It was just at the end of this candle. And this move felt like a 9 to me without ever looking at this indicator on Bitcoin. So what I did was I had this indicator on TradingView because I was looking at somebody else's indicator for traditional assets. And then I said, hey, you know what, guys, I want to check something. And I put it on and it was a 9. And that told me, because there was no reversal candle here. And so go find this video from June 5th, the week of June 5th, sorry. So this probably would have been at the end of that week. It would have been like I don't know, June 10th or something, but somewhere in that vicinity. If you find that video on my YouTube channel, it would have been like a Tones MA or TA or something like that. I'll try to find it. And right there, and like this 9 popped up, and I just told everyone, hey, none of you know what the hell I'm talking about, but it's a top, it's topping. And it did, and it topped pretty heavily. And then on the flip side right here, even though it was only a 3 down, I was able to time it perfectly on the daily chart by being able to spot this 9 over here on the daily chart. And I was able to navigate this entire move perfectly with this indicator before anyone in crypto ever used it. And ever since then, I've been taking it very, very seriously throughout the whole crypto space. But it was just luck that I happened to throw it on there, and it gave me a perfect top call at 3,000, and then it helped me make the perfect bottom call at 1890 or whatever it hit right here. So there you go. All right, next question. I have like 5 minutes. What does Tone make of Tyler's prognosis that we're in his phase 2? Well, we're not in phase 2, right? We broke below phase. I guess we're in phase 2. Yeah. You're right. We broke below phase 3, and now we're heading to the phase 2 line. It makes sense. I believe his phase 2 line is at 4,900, or I believe that's where it is. I don't remember where it is on crypto. I'm sure Tyler will do a video later tonight. It makes sense. What worries me is that when you know this line, and these lines are similar to trend lines, right? Like usually when you know a trend line's coming, it doesn't always bounce the price. So I have a feeling that I mean, I don't want to see us go to 2000. I don't want to see us go to 1300. I really, really don't. But I'm hoping that we can rebound from the $4,000 area. But yeah, but Tyler's. I mean, these lines work the other way around, right? Like now that we've broken his phase 3, you basically should not be in the bullish trade, and you go back into the bullish trade if you see it bounce off of 2 or bounce anywhere in the middle and go back above into like where the phase 3 was, I guess. I mean, the phase 3 line might also be adjusted. Don't forget that, right? So basically, if we rebound at some point near here, right? If we rebound at around 5,000, or I mean, if its phase 2 is at 4,000, that could be a great rebound. So we'll see. Like I don't have a problem with that system at all. All right, next. Can I talk about the VIX? Is it a useful indicator? Have you ever traded the VIX products? Yes. Well, sorry. Is it a useful indicator? I don't find it very useful. Have I ever traded it? Yes. One of my most frustrating trades was on the VIX. I felt that the stock market was due for a correction in April of 2010. For those of you who aren't familiar, in late April of 2010, I felt that the market needed a correction, and I had the wise idea to buy calls on the VIX, but on the VIX itself, and I bought these calls 2 months out. About 8 or 9 days later was May 6th, 2010. If you don't know what happened on May 6th, 2010, please Google it, right? So on that day, so VIX was low. It was very low. It was like 10 or 15. And I bought like out of the money calls for 20. And on that day, VIX spiked to 40. And I thought I was buying a Lambo. But in reality, because the options on the VIX were European and not American, again, Google it. My options were not 20 points in the money. They were like 4 or 5 points in the money because I had 2 months to expiry to go. Because with European options, you don't have the luxury of executing them before your expiration date. And the reversion to the mean basically said, no way, VIX is going to stay at 40. So, so is it a tradable product? Be very careful how you trade it. I totally screwed that up. I made money on the trade, but fractions of what I thought I actually made when the market opened the following day. And yeah, it's very hard to trade the VIX. You have to trade the ETF of the VIX, which is better than trading options on the VIX itself. It's a pretty complicated product. Maybe I'll get into it in another video. Oh man, I don't have time for all these questions, guys. I'm sorry. Does the financial sector innovating or market instant payment money transfers more possible? Guys, instant money transfers, that's not innovation. Your email got to you instantly in 1997 with Hotmail, and your money could get to you instantly right now through the banking system. It's not a technological problem, it's a regulatory problem. There's no innovation in instant payments. There's no real innovation in micropayments. Project Fi, my phone service. Maybe I shouldn't give out my phone service, and Leah just got her phone hacked. Project Fi charges you micropayments. They charge you internet usage by the penny. Well, like again, micropayments is not an innovation. Instant payments is not an innovation. The innovation is bearer instruments on the internet, the blockchain, proof of work. That's the innovation. Next. As mentioned in the previous video, what backup plans did you have that failed spectacularly? Oh, so when I was quitting my job, I actually, about a year before I quit my job, I started a business. It's a physical brick and mortar business in New Jersey. A little embarrassing. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. It is still in business, but it has only cost me money. And it continues to slightly cost me money because I still have not profited a single dollar from that business. So yeah, so I thought I was going to be able to that the physical business would make money. That failed. I expected. I started working for one of the companies in the crypto space. Those of you that followed me long enough know which company it was. Don't want to mention the name anymore. That didn't work out at all. I also invested in some crypto companies, and that's how I ended up losing half of my Bitcoin by investing in Bitcoin companies, not ICOs. No, it was Bitcoin companies. I tried to play the VC game. That totally didn't work. And so it was. I mean, those were plans and trading, right? So I had multiple things going for me. I was gonna trade, do a little bit of content, working for a company in the crypto space, negotiated a decent salary, and my physical business, and everything kind of failed. My investing failed. The job didn't work out. I realized I'm never going to work for anyone again, and my business didn't work out either. But the trading, well, I was doing okay, and the content was doing great, and now I have a little time to trading, mostly content. All right, next. Tone, the interbank lending rate are at all-time lows. Is this relevant to today's financial markets? Not really. Like the interbank lending rate, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's at all-time lows because the Fed is giving you very low interest rate, right? Like the interest rates are ticking up, it's going to go up. I don't think the interbank lending rate makes that much of a difference. I really don't. It's the bonds. It's all about the bonds, government bonds. So when the rate on the government bonds goes up, what happens to all of the retirement funds that are promising you 3 to 4% a year return are starting to lose money instead of making money. Next, if the treasury curve becomes inverted, do you still think the S&P 500 will have 2 years of upside? What is your view on that correlation? Good question. You got me there. If the US yield curve gets inverted, but I don't know what inverted yield curve means when the rates are near zero. So we've never had this environment before. So this might be the first time the inverted yield curve will not lead to a big market drop, because we've never had an inverted yield curve at rates this low. But yeah, generally an inverted yield curve leads to a market decline. But remember, the yield curve inverts like a year before the market tanks. So yeah, even if the yield curve does get inverted, you can still have, till the end of Trump's what do you call it? Toward like the Trump's 4th year before the market actually corrects. All right, next. Shit, I really do have to go, and there's a lot of questions. I'll probably save the rest of these questions for next time. Let me just glance if there's one more good question. Can I please explain why it makes any difference for moving averages and the def cross and crypto's 24/7 market? I mean, moving average is a moving average, right? It doesn't matter if it's 24/7 or not. It doesn't matter if there's days off or not. That's the point. Right. Let's move on. Some have compared current Bitcoin conditions with that of 2013. Your thoughts on repeat pattern? Well, to me, it's more like 2014, not 2013, right? In 2013, we had 2 bubbles. We had the bubble in April, and then we had the bubble in November. So to me, it looks more like 2014 bear market right now. Next. Tone, what do you think of the new season premiere of Billions? I have not seen it yet. I haven't seen any episodes yet. I actually I like to binge watch, so I might actually wait till the whole season ends so I can just watch it in like 2 days, because I hate waiting a week for another episode, right? So I may just wait. Is your new Canon miner online? No, because I'm in Vancouver and the miner is in the woods of Pennsylvania where it's below zero. So I hope the miner doesn't actually freeze. It's actually sitting in front of the miner that's running, so at least it has like warm air around the new miner. No, I have to get back there. So the first chance I get, I'm going to try to go back there and set it up again. Next, is there any relevance or or usefulness to applying your indicator to the Bitcoin dominance chart? I have no idea. Give it a try. My 3 favorite movies: Usual Suspects, Memento, and the third one is kind of random. I really liked Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle for a comedy. I really liked Troy. I thought that was a good movie. What else was good? There's a lot of good movies out there. Avatar was a good movie. I'm probably skipping some, but there's all classic movies like Seven and trying to think. I mean, we all know like the traditional, like what do you call them? Man, I already forgot. Anyway, yeah, there's other good movies, but Usual Suspects and Memento. So if you haven't seen those movies, check those out. Those are usually at the top of my 2 favorite movies. All right, guys, I gotta go. It's been on screen share the whole time. Let's stop screen share. All right, I will talk to all of you later, and see you all tomorrow morning with Leah and Jimmy. Bye, guys.